Well, let's send things over to our US analyst Michael Ware for his read on things. Michael, let's start off with your take on that victory and the margin of it.
It's simply incredible. Again, the polling was wrong. It was off. Vice President Harris essentially lost this election with young black men and with Latino voters. And the undecided, college-educated suburban women that she was relying on either didn't show up or simply didn't have the numbers. At the end of the day, there just wasn't the support out there for Vice President Harris that there was for President-elect Trump. And we're now about to enter an entirely new era of American politics.
So was it Kamala Harris's own unpopularity, or was it her suite of policies, although it's disputed that they were indeed policies in the end? Was it the fact that she had a very vanilla VP pick in Tim Walz, or was it just the strength of Trump and his campaign and a desire for people to have more money in their pocket?
Well, mate, you could say it was all of that. People are certainly questioning her pick for the vice presidential running mate, although I've got to tell you, I don't think that really made the difference. On the economy is a weird one. The American economy is going gangbusters, but there's a disconnect between what voters are feeling and what the economic data is showing. And that certainly hurt Kamala Harris. There was supposed to be a huge gender gap where women were going to show out in droves, and it doesn't appear that that emerged either, which quite frankly is quite surprising. And it looks like the President-elect Trump is on his way to a majority win, which is only the second of 9 presidential elections where a Republican has won the popular vote. So look, this vote went askew in so many ways that we don't yet know, let alone understand. But it's very, very clear that America has shifted historically, and they want a president like Trump. Now, it's a president who in any other election would never have got elected. Put her in front of a firing squad. Puerto Rico is garbage. All these sorts of things. That would never have happened before. President-elect Trump has revolutionized American politics.
So, I mean, I talked about a short time ago, you know, it's certainly been a campaign like no other, and he's had these indictments and these convictions as well. What happens to those? I mean, there are still court cases in play. Do they just go away now that he's president-elect?
Some now just disappear into the ether, and some will still remain. The federal charges brought by the special prosecutor Jack Smith, he works for the Department of Justice. The instant President Trump is sworn into the White House in January, Jack Smith will be sacked. Interesting fact, though, Jack Smith is not giving up. He knows he's a dead man walking, but he is now starting to make court motions, which I suspect are intended for no other reason than to put evidence after evidence after evidence that he's collated onto the public record. Now, the state criminal matters are a different story. In New York, President Trump's a felon. I'm sorry. He is simply a felon. We have elected a felon a criminal felon, to the White House. Now, he has his New York sentencing in a couple of weeks. That was put off till after the election. He could be sentenced for weeks, days, months. He could be released on his own recognizance. One option would be for the judge to sentence him to jail until the day that he is inaugurated. But the federal charges will disappear. The New York charges will have a sentencing hearing, and we still have the ongoing matter of election interference in Georgia.
Okay. Well, at least that hasn't happened again. It was pretty comprehensive in the end. Michael Ware, always good to chat to you. We'll talk to you again soon.